Hello there, and welcome to part 3 of WhatIf Charlos joined the Strawhats, an April joke of a series where Charlos decides to become someone he can be proud of. So he ventures into the sea, meeting Luffy and joining the crew. How will the story transpire? For that, continue watching. So without any further ado, let's get started. With Nami part of the crew, they reach Syrup village where they meet Usopp. Usopp recommends them to Kaya where they meet Kuro, a pirate disguised as a butler. Charlos doesn't like the entire situation and he's pretty vocal about it, pissing Usopp off. Usopp starts a verbal battle with Charlos, defending Kaya, but Kuro kicks them all out. Usopp, who is pissed, cools off with Luffy, but hears the plan of Kuro and Django. The Straw Hats decide to help Usopp, but Charlos asks why they need to help someone like Usopp, which makes Luffy tell him about friendship. While Charlos is still unconvinced, Zoro mentions how this will be a good opportunity to trust his training. Charlos is reluctant in fighting since he is super lazy, but Zoro more or less blackmails him. Charlos accepts, sighing. All of them wait on the cliff, while Zoro is going over the fighting strategy with Charlos, making him annoyed. When the sun rises, Usopp realizes that the pirate crew is coming from the other side of the cliff, making him rush towards it. Luffy and Zoro get lost, making Charlos, Usopp, and Nami reach the pirate first. Usopp and Nami are scared, so they send Charlos first, who doesn't know what needs to be done. The Black Cat pirates rush towards Charlos, but their strikes slip off Charlos' body. Charlos remembers what Zoro and Luffy said to him about fighting, and throws his first proper punch at a pirate, making him wince in pain. Charlos is only invulnerable thanks to his devil fruit, but his strength is not enough to knock a pirate completely. Charlos continues punching the pirate, letting all the attacks slip by him. Due to this devil fruit, he is untouchable. Charlos ducks under a punch, letting the momentum take him forward as he slides through the battlefield, punching and kicking through enemies. While Charlos doesn't have the physical strength like someone of Luffy or Zoro's caliber, he has insane durability and endurance, surviving an enraged Luffy's punch and surviving a combined attack from Leo and Sai in canon. With his slipperiness, he is able to move through the battlefield like a bird, slamming his weights and punches, surprisingly taking many of the people down. Seeing this, Django uses his hypnotism to forcefully make the pirates stronger, but Charlos, being the idiot that he is, also looks towards the hypnotism, making him get affected too. As the Black Cat pirates scream in rage, Charlos does too, attacking the pirates with a burst of strength that sends one pirate knocked down, unconscious. As this happens, both Zoro and Luffy finally arrive, surprised to see Charlos taking care of all the hypnotized pirates by himself, punching them, kicking them, and grabbing them. He uses a pirate as a hammer, slamming into another pirate. Django sees two more people and calls on his trump card, the Nyaban brothers. Zoro and Luffy jump into the battle and fight against the Nyaban brothers, letting Charlos handle all the remaining pirates. Both Luffy and Zoro do easy work of the Nyaban brothers, and that is when Kuro comes. Luffy fights Kuro, eventually defeating him and saving the village. As a thank you, Kaya offers the group a ship, the Going Merry, and as Charlo comments on how boring it looks, Luffy smacks him in the face, telling him to appreciate whatever they have. Charlos rubs his head in anger, not satisfied with the small ship, but keeps his tongue on hold as he doesn't see the need to be problematic. Usopp is invited by Luffy, who joins the crew, making them leave the island. As they travel, they meet Johnny and Yosaku, who are Zoro's bounty hunter mates. Both of them tell the crew about Baratie, where they meet Sanji, who Luffy wants in his crew. Luffy works there for a couple of days, leaving the Straw Hats to stay in Baratie. During that time, Nami notices a bounty poster, making her decide something. Even though she has enjoyed her time in the crew, she still leaves the crew behind as she takes the Going Merry with her. The timing couldn't be any worse though, as Don Krieg attacks the Baratie, intending on making the Baratie his ship. As Luffy tells Zoro, Usopp, Johnny and Yosaku to go follow Nami, someone arrives, making Zoro excited and challenge him. The strongest swordsman, Dracule Hawkeye Mihawk, presents himself, quite bored out of his mind. When Charlos learns who this person is from Johnny and Yosaku, he scoffs, not believing for a second that this random person is called the strongest swordsman. Charlos mentions how the greatest swordsman would be either Garling Figureland, the supreme commander of the Holy Knights, or even the commander, Shamrock. Hell, Shanks is the most viable option of being the strongest swordsman rather than this random bozo. Johnny explains how Mihawk is a rival of Shanks, getting both Charlos' and Luffy's interest. Charlos is surprised that Shanks is a rival as he thought that Shanks was the strongest pirate in existence. Yosuke asks who Garling and Shamrock are since he has never heard of them, making Charlos explain how Shanks is a celestial dragon, being the son of Garling and the brother of Shamrock, shocking everyone. Luffy is shocked that Shanks has a brother and a father. Mihawk hears this, including Charlos not considering him the strongest. While he doesn't care about other people's opinion, he's amused at a celestial dragon being part of a pirate crew of all things. Zoro screams at Mihawk to focus on their battle, but Mihawk decides on doing something else. He looks towards Charlos, and suddenly Charlos feels bloodlust towards him, which causes him to collapse on the ground, heaving, scared for his life. Luffy is pissed off at Mihawk for doing this, while at the same time defeating Zoro. Luffy jumps at Mihawk, but Mihawk calmly tells him that he has just shown Charlos the vast gap between himself and Charlos, and Charlos does not have the right to talk down to someone when he himself is weak, making sure that Charlos hears him. Luffy understands, but Mihawk decides on a parting gift. He swings his sword, eradicating the entirety of the Creek pirates, including the captain, Don Creek, shocking everyone. Mihawk leaves, not noticing that he has put a pirate into despair. This pirate is Gin, the vice commander of the Creek pirates. Luffy is kind of disappointed at not fighting Creek, so he tells Charlos to go with Zoro and Co, as he wanted Charlos to stay by him earlier so that Charlos could fight with him. Charlos silently nods, his mind preoccupied as he loops the memory of Mihawk telling him to not judge people when he is so weak, making him insulted. Charlos has travelled quite a while with the crew and has learned things he never knew before, how to fight, how to earn things himself, etc. But now some random guy says that he does not have the right as he is weak. The same words he used to tell in his life are being used against him, and he does not like that at all. How dare a commoner who's not even a noble like him tell him what to do? How dare he? As the crew leaves Luffy to deal with the remains of the Baratie, they travel to Kokoyashi village, intending on finding Nami. With that, I'll be ending this part for right here. With Charlos being conflicted due to Mihawk talking down to him, how will this story move forward? Will Charlos continue to be a pirate? Will Charlos have his own dream to follow? Will Nami be saved from the clutches of a fishman? For the answers, do continue watching. So if you guys enjoyed this series, then do not forget to like the video, share the video with your fellow weeps, subscribe to the channel for more great content, and comment down below your opinions. Until then, ta-ta!